Hey guys, Lo-Fi here, back at it again with another review on the Mezco 112 Dr.Doom. Now, this guy, this time around, has a great look, but I have some gripes with him, mostly regarding the articulation, but other than that, he has a great look. This is kind of like a classic Dr. Doom, and he is just an awesome supervillain, great for the Fantastic Four, great for your Avengers display. And let's just grab a closer look at him. Okay, so he is made out of, I want to say, mostly die-cast metal. And I can kind of feel that. He feels kind of cold to the touch for most of his appendages. Now, there is some plastic in here in between the joints and all that, but I feel like a decent amount of this figure is made out of die-cast metal. And the fabric's just like a green kind of polyester type material, like some sort of... just like green fabric for the tunic. There isn't a whole lot of cloth on him other than this tunic and his cloak, which makes it easier for him to articulate. The only articulation gripe I have is mainly with the chest, but I'll get you a closer look at all these panels, all these rivets. You can see where everything gets fastened, even on the knee pads. He's got treads at the bottom of the feet and like rocket boosters at his feet as well. You can see, look up at his whatever, and then you see his Doom cheeks, and then that you see back panel where these two can come out for an accessory that I'll show in a minute. Then you can see all these panels on his gauntlets, on his biceps. Just you see where all the metal connects. You can look in between. You can see some like some chainmail underneath there, a little bit for the joint right there, and you can see all these different panels. Get this detail in the belt where the buckle is. See a couple of pouches on the side, and just more like belt back there. And then his cloak is just a standard cloak. It's got black on the inside, green on the outside, and it's got some bendy wire. They got these clasps up here. Can see some kind of detail in between around that area. See the chain right here, and then we can get right up to the Doom head sculpt. Let me pop that off real quick so you can get a better look at that. Zoom in on that right here. See the Doom head sculpt. See all the rivets. See all this little bits right here for the mask. I could actually pop this mask off, and you can see that there's like some insides to it. Very detailed, like Mezco always does for most of their accessories and most of their face sculpts, head sculpts, and body sculpts. And then without the mask, Doom looks like this, and this is just like a regular looking guy. See that? He has like a stern look on his head, and he has some detail on his head as well. And this also has a metal component to it. Just put that back on. Alright, and that's a good look. Next, we'll roll right along to the articulation. So I'll start with the arms and the legs. So his arms go out about this far. Oh, also the cape, the cloak is magnetized on these buttons right here, by the way, before I forget. His arms can perfectly T-pose. He has some bicep swivel. Also, since the tunic cuts off at the shoulder, it can rotate all the way up and around. It's not going to get hindered by anything because there's no fabric to hinder it. Got some bicep swivel. Got double jointed elbows that can go in at about 90 degrees, which is pretty decent. And then he's got the Mezco wrist joints. Go in and out and rotate around. All that good stuff, and swivel. So I will go into the torso real quick. Torso can twist a little bit and go back about that far, so not very far back. You can crunch. I'm trying not to get that in there. You can crunch about this far, so not very far forward either. But you know, Doom doesn't need to move a whole lot. Like, he is an action type character, but not like super actiony. Like, he doesn't need to be getting into super dynamic poses. But either way, still pretty neat that it does anything. I thought it was going to be like the Darkseid figure, where it's just going to be a full solid piece. But that figure's made out of polystone. And his legs can kick up about this far, about this high, without ruining the tunic. And the tunic does have little slits in it to where it can, maneuver a little bit. Okay, so you can kick forward about that high. You can do the splits. That's what his splits look like. Move that. He's got some upper leg swivel. Do a little bit of twist. His knees don't bend in that far, which is a tad bit of a shame, but like I said, Doom doesn't need to go into super dynamic poses. And then he has a little ankle ball, so he can swivel, go up and down a little bit, and then he can pivot. So that's kind of the ins and outs of articulation. Like I said, not super articulated, which kind of gets me a little bit, but I understand, like, Doom's not super articulated, but, I mean, he still casts a great profile. He still looks awesome. I just wish he was a little more articulated, especially in the chest. So moving right along, I'll get right into accessories. And I'll start off with his hands. Much like the Spider-Man figure that I did a review of, they keep their hands in these little plastic trays now, which it's not like the Mafex trees, which I like, but these are still very cool. And I'll see the backs of these. Some of these have little ports, and that's for some of the effects pieces that I will show in just a moment. And he also has an extra pouch that you can put on his belt in here too. So there's like karate chop hands, open hands, grippy hands, open hands, magic hands, weapon holding hands, and a pointing hand and a trigger finger. Okay. And now, what next? I think I'll go into his belt. So he comes with this standard belt, which I showed just a moment ago, and then he comes with this belt, which looks super cool. It's like the other belt, but with this added little loop. And what you can do with that little loop is add on a holster. Or that's what I do. You can add this to the other belt too, but I think it looks a lot better added to this belt just on the side right there. And you can just hook that on there, and it has a little logo right there, and that's pretty cool. And what that goes with is this pistol piece. And he has it. And this little pistol looks really cool. It has a little port right there. It has a nice little handle. It's got a lot of weird, like, little techie details into it. And let me see. Where is that little? Comes with a little effect piece for it as well, but you can pour it in so it looks like he's shooting it, which is also very neat. I'll give you a good look at that little piece right there. So yeah, it's a little port piece that you can just port right into the pistol. And let me see, and you can just port that pistol right into the holster, no problem. Right there. You can put that on there, and that looks really cool. You can set that on there. And swapping out the belts is not super difficult. What you can do is just pop this right out, pop this right out, and then you can just wrap that around there like so, and then just there we go. And just port that right on there, and now you have a slightly different look for Doom, and that looks pretty cool. I feel like it makes his costume look a little less empty. See, I also like to put the other pouch on this side too, just so it's more like a full thing, but that'll just sit right there like that. And then I'll get into some effects pieces. So first I'll get into these alternate effects hands, which I didn't show, but they've got like purple lightning shooting out of them, which looks really cool. Just like lightning hands like Emperor Palpatine. He also comes with some more lightning effects, which you can just attach directly to the gauntlets. Like you can just wrap around his wrists, and these are more like a blue lightning effect. And I would also use this for like a Black Adam figure or a Storm figure. That's what I would use these for. Because I like having effects pieces for my other figures and using them all interchangeably. I think that's really cool. And then he also comes with, for his karate chopping hand, this beam effect that kind of blasts out. And you just attach it to the hand and it just goes thwash. And that looks pretty cool. Let me see. He also comes with a magic effect like the Doctor Strange figure. This one comes with a little magic effect as well for his spell casting hands. And he also comes with this effect, this little like point blast effect that you can put on his pointing hand. I'll show you an example of that right now, actually. So you take the pointing finger and then you just put that on there, and it's like he's blasting somebody. Green Goblin also comes with a similar effect. The Mezco Green Goblin, he comes with something similar. And let's see. He also comes with some back thrusters. You saw those little gray ports in his back. You can plug these into it. So rocket thrusters to give him extra boost. You can take some rocket effects, which he also comes with. You can plug those right into there. So it looks like he's about to rocket away and take flight at like high speed. He also comes with a set for his boots. Let's see. And what you can also do with these is you can grab your blasting hands and you can plug those in there. So it's like he's got a little repulsor blast, which is pretty cool. And then let's see. He also comes with a book. A magic spell book that you can actually open, and it actually has some text in it, which is pretty neat. And he also comes with, much like the Mezco Dr. Fate figure, he also comes with a little magic holder for his book that you can slide that in and just attach it to his wrist so it looks like the book is levitating out of his hand. And that's pretty cool. And he comes with one of the cooler effects, which is a cosmic energy siphoner. And he can use this for Galactus or the Fantastic Four. And the coolest part about that is it lights up. Let me turn this off real quick. Let me turn my flash off real quick. And then you can see that it has like this purpley pink hue and this giant yellow light, and this display piece also lights up, and that's very cool. And that also ports into his back. And then finally he comes with his base stand and the clear Mezco stand, and I almost forgot he comes with some alternate mask options and an alternate head. So I'll show you that alternate head first. And this one has more of like a scar in it, like when he got into that tragic accident in college where he ruined his own face but blamed Reed Richards for it. He still has that same design on the back, just a slightly angrier, or pretty much the same expression, but just a little bit of scarring on the side and across his head. It's pretty subtle if you look at it pretty closely. It's hard to actually catch on camera and in person, but there is some slight scarring in it. And then he also comes with some alternate mask accessories that I can just plug right into this head sculpt. Just put that on there. So he has an angrier mask head and a more modern head, which is also really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to port these in. I'm going to give him his modern head, his modern mask look, which I think also looks really, really cool. Put that on him. So now he's more of a modern Doctor Doom, which is cool that you have options like that. So he's a more modern looking Doctor Doom. And real quick, I'll get into some size comparisons, and then I'm going to get up out of here. Here he is with the Johnny Storm and Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four Deluxe box set. And let me move these guys out of the way real quick. And then here he is with Ben Grimm and Reed Richards, also from the Fantastic Four pack. Let me see. Here he's with those two. A little blurry for no reason. Maybe my camera will focus. There we go. Here he is with those two. Looking really cool. Hold on one second. And then I'll pull out the Spider-Man and then some Marvel Legends. Here he is with the Mezco 112 Spider-Man. And these two look great in photos together. And here he is with the Marvel Legends 20th Captain America and Iron Man. And I wanted to do this just to see what he'd look like with a couple Avengers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you liked the video. Please check out my photos at the end, and check out my TikTok and Instagram for more photos, more action figure stuff. And if there's anything you'd like me to cover, any more Mafex, any more Mezcos, any of my Marvel Legends collection, let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching. See ya.